procedure. They did not go to the police station and get police officers on duties, give them their documents, and come with the police from the police station. They went behind the justice back, get officers, but off-duty officers, to no bailiff. There was no bailiff, right? My lawyer asked that if there was a bailiff, if there was a court, a magistrate. What she asked? The officer from the court, right? There was no bailiff from the court there. There was no, I will tell all the other officers, she said needed to be there. They did not go to the station this morning, which was what they were supposed to do with their eviction documents, and the police from the station would have come. They would have called, as the police said, found out where we were, inform us of their eviction, and tell us a time that they were coming. None of that was done. They just came 7 o'clock, barged into the property and started.
I have a question. After the, like 4 years ago, when these persons would have come to you, what transpired then? So between that time to now, nobody
contacted me. No call, no message. 1 or 2 times on social media, you would see comments, get out of the people's house. But nobody contacted me formally, no letter, no judge, nothing. They just disappeared after I told them, well, I have legal documents and take me to court. Yeah? That was 4 years ago. We never saw them again. Yeah? Until this morning. Yeah? They never went to the rightful authorities. They never went to the police station. If you have a legal eviction notice for me, then what you were supposed to do, which is what the police telling them, is to come to the station. Not hire off-duty police officers to come and intimidate us. Was to go to the police station, present your documents, then the police will escort you to the property.
So where your things are right now?
They are being packed back in by Robert and friends.
Upon what basis? What stopped them at that point?
Because the officers that came said that that is not illegal. They didn't have a legal court document to evict me. Right?
Court order.
Yeah, they didn't have a court order. So you tell them, okay, come back Monday morning with this court order to the police station, right? He also told me to whatever documents I have, come to the police station with it. He didn't want us, he said he didn't want us there at the same time for me to come at 10.
And that is also another thing we have to look at. Rent a cop. In this country, you have what you call rent a cop. Not rent a cooler, no, rent a cop. Sometimes these police behave like bullies. Not all of them. Some of them engage in bullying just for $1. And you all know you're operating illegitimately and using your title badge to sometimes bully and take advantage. I am not saying this was done in this case. I was not there. But I'm saying many times in this country, some of these police officers engage in bullying because they are a part of the Rent-A-Cop organization. Rent-A-Cop, because you know he has a badge and he's actually a police. Yes, so there's some level of, supposedly some level of fear or some level of respect that should be given to Rent-A-Cop. That most times some of these Rent-A-Cop are operating worse than criminals. They are rogue elements. Yeah? Rogue elements that are doing things that are not legal, and they are quite aware of it. But they also depend on your ignorance. That you will not know the law, so they can do as they wish and get paid to continue to do this. To the police officers who are upstanding, continue doing your job. But those of you who know you are engaging in these acts, pressure the government to pay all your better. Yeah? But don't victimize and bully persons to make more money. That is unacceptable. Listen, let's want to see what the children, huh? Let the people on the live say what they want to say. You know, people, listen, my friend called me. There's I mean people in a live talking about the condition of the house, talking about what fridge rotten, talking about the things inside the house were looking dirty, rather than to focus and mind your own business. Because this could happen to you. You all sit down there and you all make propaganda, and too much. I think we need too much people just go crazy on social media. You all go crazy and you all forget that there are real persons that are sometimes reading these comments. And there are persons and their families also that are also hurt by some of the things that you all say.
Yes,
and
but
also,
I am not hurt by that because I've never been fake on the internet. I have said openly that my fridge is 22 years old. I have said that I live within my means. I have said
I
I
never
am.
hear that fridge is 22 years old because I give you a new fridge. I
Yeah,
never hear that before.
yeah.
I never hear that.
That was my first fridge that I had since I was 19. And last Christmas, I did a video where Robert spray painted over. Yeah.
But I don't even watch most of the content.
Yeah.
So
this is not this. They cannot shame me with anything because we live within our means. Yeah, that's why we didn't go to buy a brand new house or $1 million house. We bought a fixer upper. We have been showing how we fix up the house, how it come with bones. You understand? I do content.
So you have pictures of how the house was before to now.
Yeah.
But that also
It didn't have correct. It didn't have any doors. It didn't have any electricity.
Because then you would have extend and you would have expend yourself on this property.
Yeah.
Right. For which I hope you kept those receipts
yes,
as well.
I have
right?
all the receipts.
For all what you would have done on that property. Because it was a fixer upper. That means that money would have been spent to make it livable.
Yeah? Correct. Yeah, so I am not embarrassed or ashamed because at the end of the day, I live within my means. I've always said that I don't thief, I don't rob me and wrong, but middle class working class people, and we live within our means. We do not come on the internet and front and pretend I sew my clothes for myself.
Yes.
You understand? Right, so we bought a sewing machine. We don't buy Prada. We don't buy expensive things. We don't do that. So that is not an embarrassment to me. The thing about it is, police officers need to hold themselves to a higher standard, because at the end of the day, if the law is the law, you have to follow the law. And you came with not following the law to bully because you knew what you was doing. Because if you felt like if you were in the right, when I asked for your badge number and your name, you would have given it to me.
Correct.
Right? You refused to give me your name and your ID number. Right? You refused to.
The first thing they have to identify themselves.
And they did not. And they kept refusing to identify themselves. So if they were in the right, and if they know, well, here what, we were the legal owners and we have a court order and whatever, you would not have been afraid to give your name and your badge number. You operate, and you felt like if we didn't know that information. When I was on the phone with my lawyer, they keep asking me to come off the phone and answer their questions. Why can't I have a lawyer present? Yeah? All of these things are illegal.
They have a warrant.
Thank you. They didn't have a warrant, and they keep on asking me to come off the phone to talk to them. Right? They don't want a third party in the conversation. All these things are questionable, so you don't want to give me. We're giving them the benefit of the doubt.
You have the legal right. That's your legal right.
Thank you. And I was very humble. The other guy who was doing the live would have captured me humbly asking. I was not loud at any point in time. I did not shout. I did not curse. I was humbly asking the questions that my lawyer told me to ask. Can I have your name and your ID number, your badge number? Which station are you from? Right? Because the first officers who were on the scene would not have been from the closest police station, which is what they should have done.
Correct.
Go to the police station. So she was employing me. Right. So she was employing me to get information. And they refused to give me the information. So if you know that you were in the right and you were doing something legal, then what is the problem with giving me your name? The last two guys who were from the police station they were supposed to be by, who did the legal thing and ensured that my items were put back inside, they gave us their name and ID number without fail. As I asked them, I am Officer Harry Lal, I am officer immediately. Yeah? So if you are in the right, they would have no fear. Yeah? So 5 other police officers was there, and the 5 who was there first, I didn't get their name or ID number because they refused to provide such. I had to snap pictures of the police guy. I had to snap pictures of them to have evidence that they were there. So if I am in the legal wrong and Mr. Best is a fraud, then why did you hire gangsters? Why did you not just take me to court and say she is legally trespassing on my property and I want her out? You understand what I'm saying? So whatever is going on between the families have nothing to do with me, who is a third party, and I should not be suffering. So whoever is the first party, whoever had the property first and property second and all of that, that don't have nothing to do with me. Because when I told them 4 years ago, listen, I'm not a mad woman, I would not just move in a house. I have documentation that give me legal rights to be in this house. Please take me to court and we will explore. They never showed up again. 4 years later, they showed up with 15 people that they paid to just gangster and move my things out of the property. Police officers that refused to give their names, and no bailiff and no court martial. So this is the situation. Again, I want to thank Kiesel for coming to my aid, for driving all the way down south and supporting me in this time of distress, and for all her whole entire legal team, and for Builder Boys again, who was on the bus. As I called him, he was in the area and he came immediately, and hopefully we get the situation totally rectified, and I will keep you all updated on what is going on. But we are back inside our house for now. For those of you who are concerned and who wanted to provide help and shelter, we don't need the shelter because we are back inside our home. Robert is working and my cousins, and they came to try to put back the house in our order and to get the things back in our order. So we are back inside. The boys are still by the babysitter, but when the house is in our order, they will come back home, and that is the situation. Anything else you have to say?
Nothing else to say, but it just is a word to the wise is sufficient. I just pray that others who are listening to this video would not have similar experiences. We need to do.
Well, I did have a lot of people call and message, and they need a lawyer because a lady right now, she is pregnant, and she have been locked into her apartment for 4 days. She's pregnant with twins at 50 years old. And well, I told her to send her information and I'll send it to you.
Yeah. So a lot of people, you see, this is where education is important. A lot of people do not know their rights in this country.
So she said that she saw this video and it was like a light bulb, like what she needed. Because tomorrow she said that they said they're coming to put her out tomorrow. Her husband died. She's pregnant with twins at 50 and have no legal redress.
But you know something, I really do hope. Let me put on the phone there. I really do hope that these ministers are also listening, because you all have so many of these empty homes, HDC. You all take 10 years and 15 years and 20 years and have people outside there waiting for homes, and some of them have to make their own arrangement because they cannot afford these so-called exorbitant prices on the open private market. They are depending on you, the HDC, Housing Development Corporation, who is dragging their feet. Now government come and government go, and it seems like the same old show. This is theatrics. We need to have some form of reform in Trinidad. People are not asking for things for free. They are willing to pay for it. You all are building buildings, and you know much of these empty places, you know much of these spots I know that are empty, and people on a list still waiting. What is the problem? You all have to digitize these systems. Digitize it so allocation can happen faster. A lot of these persons get approval when through mortgage finance already. They have every single thing, and they are still waiting. A home is a right. You hear what I'm saying to you all? A home is not a luxury. A home is a right. And this is what the government ought to provide for its citizens. Ample housing. With ample housing, many persons wouldn't go through this form of victimization, embarrassment, and abuse. We need to do better. The country is too small. It is too small for us to not to be able to manage these little tasks. We have a small population of 1-point-something million people. Yet still, we cannot have a form of allocation that is systemic. We cannot have a form of allocation that is digitized. Why the wait period so long? 20 years, 15 years. My grandmother almost died waiting. That's how long some people waiting for homes. We ought to do better as a nation. Have a good evening.
Later, thank you for listening and understanding. Loving you as always.
Equal rights and justice for all. Rise and never fall. Tell themselves, boom, what they gonna do when enough of them not true. Say what they gonna do, them get slew, yeah. Who do you think you are? We're living in a small world. As wicked as you think you are, we're living in a small world. As bad as you think you are, we're living in a small world. And then see all those wicked men in the fire getting burned. That day see they handing over bombs and bayonets and bullets and guns. That day will come when Emperor Selassie shall rise the whole of the ghettos, youth them from out of the slum, yeah. And the day I would love to see their face for all those evil they do to the human race and try to take things out to place, run away to space, shoot them in the air. After one that judgment you are gonna get the taste when them find out that them can't escape. Sadness they send on the people.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Renison Jeffrey, and this is the Workers' Rights Platform. We are broadcasting live on the Workers' Rights Network now. When the video would have been sent to me just about a mere hour and a half, I mean, we were going to present the video that was sent. But now, during the course of this ordeal, we would have picked up on the live where Raw Talk and Kizel Jackson would have been explaining this thing in full. Now, there are a lot of ungrateful people outside there. Now, just last night, I would have had a conversation with an individual. And the person would have indicated to me that when they would have respected the works that Kizel Jackson have been doing for people throughout Trinidad and Tobago, they never seen her as a prime minister. And whilst other people outside there will have a lot to say about Kizel, it is undeniable that she remained consistent and true to the cause. Because I would have been there, I would have seen a lot of people from far and wide throughout this country would have been attending all these meetings that Ms. Jackson have been keeping and benefiting. They wasn't going home empty-handed. And you know what would have touched me within this whole scenario there is Raw Talk who would have been going up for a particular area in San Fernando, a matter of fact. I don't know if it's south or west or east or wherever. And she was talking about the fridge. And she would have acquired that fridge when she was 18. And she would have been around Kizel Jackson and she would have been giving out hampers too. I mean, a lot of things. And not once she would have said that I wanted a fridge or I need a fridge. There are people outside there that is giving their all tirelessly, giving everything out of them, putting their life on the line, families, friends, sacrificing a lot just for you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, to open your eyes and to understand what is at stake. When we choose a government, what is at stake? What is at stake here in this country? When we just get up and we blindly follow any party without thinking critically about the outcome after April 28th. Now, this year is just the beginning. And I'm not calling doom and gloom. Now, many of you might have not agree with many of the things that Rotok is saying, but you cannot deny that she is one of the most powerful social media activists in Trinidad and Tobago that attack issues on different layers, whether it be relationship, or either some of you join for the bacchanal, some of you join for the confusion, but many of you join or listen to be informed. And it's a damn shame that many of you outside there ain't saying anything. We here in this country must wake up. And what is taking place now, because there are people that is being singled out, there are people that is being attacked for this kind of raw, unchained opinions that they place within the public. Because, as again, it's just that I is a person that don't care really and truly about what certain people say about me in general. But it don't make it right to just come up and attack persons based on what they follow instead of answering the questions that is involved. So here it is, we see a group of police officers. You would have seen the story just now there, that would have entered a property illegally, no stamp, no thing, whether or not the information is true. What is going to take place with these police officers in terms of where discipline is concerned? Whereas there may be court documents, but where is the stamp? What going on? Have you served certain things upon the person? Was there any court days that would have taken place? Why such a thing would have been done? And the thing about it is this: will you like that? Will any of you here in this country like if something like that take place with you, your family, or a friend? I'm not saying that people shouldn't follow the law, you know. But the right thing must be done the right way. You know, it have a saying that say it don't have a wrong way in doing the right thing. This is a case like that. Yes, if there may be documents that exist, or court finding or court ruling that exists concerning this property, the property involved, and you go on and bring documentation that is not stamped, friend or no friend, UNC, PNM, all of these things, somebody have been dealt with in the wrong way. And this is the singular truth that I, Renaissance Jeffrey, stand for, irrespective of who that I lend my support to. And you must do the same thing. Today, for Raw Talk, tomorrow, for many of you. And I honestly believe that they are attacking Raw Talk. I honestly believe that they are attacking the individual. And this is the video that we would have seen, a matter of fact, that would have made us decide to air this whole scenario here this afternoon. This is the video.
Good morning everybody. So I know all you see the bacchanal that went on by me, that was going on by me. I was on phone with lawyers, with powers that be, everybody to get things sorted out, so I couldn't go live myself. But I know there was a content creator paid here to embarrass me and to go live, to show what was going on, to fully embarrass me. So long story short, malicious as play, people again don't like what I'm saying. They came with false documents and fake documents and fake deeds and all kind of letters saying that I was evicted. And they paid police officers, not police officers from the court. We have all the proof. Builder boys will be posting it and posting the names and posting the officers. And all in the corruption in Trinidad is strong. So they started to put all my things out by the road. I'm going to switch the camera so all you could see by the time being. My belongings, everything, they rip it off at the wall. They rip off all the decorations in front, everything, and start to rip things off and put everything by the road. They had a truck, a van, I don't know where they was going with the things. And I called my lawyer immediately. She advised me to call the police, even though they were here with officers, to call the station, let the station know what was going on. They sent 3 officers at first who refused to give me their name and their badge number. And then 2 other officers from the station came. They told them that what they were doing was illegal and they have to have stamped documents from a court order to evict anybody, and they were forced to exit the premises. My house is fully destroyed. They pulled down everything from in the house. They unplugged, they threw my TVs by the road. I don't know if anything cracked. They threw everything. It is distressing, yes, but the situation was resolved. And the powers that be, well, thank God I have a good lawyer. All you keep all your lawyer on speed dial. All you keep all your lawyer on speed dial. All you keep all your lawyer on speed dial. So I had my lawyer. She told me exactly what to do. They followed the procedure. The first officers didn't follow procedure. They refused to give the name and the ID number. They refused to tell the people to leave because this is illegal. What they were doing was illegal. And they refused to do it. Second set of officers come. Immediately let them know that it's illegal. Come to the station on Monday morning. Let them review the documents. This is not how you do things. You have to have a court order. You cannot just on a whim say you have a deed. The deed didn't have any stamp on it. All the documents they had was photocopied documents that could just be printed up. All the fake eviction notice, everything was fake documents that they had that was just photocopied, poorly photocopied documents at that. Nothing was original. And this is the state. So they pulled down, they destroyed Robert and his friend, thanks to Matthew, come and trying to put back everything inside. Because I got it under control, because the law is the law. But it is distressful. I had to send the boys by the babysitter because I didn't want them in this drama and to be distressed. So when everything is back inside and comfortable, they will come back home. And so this is what it is. I cannot stay long in the live. I don't know if you all asking questions. Yeah? So it had no notice of eviction. They had photocopies of notices of eviction that they say that they served, but any documents like that would be notarized documents which I would have had to sign. So there is photocopies of just printed dates of 4 or 5 eviction notices that we never received. We never went to court. Well, you know, I just come and talk all the things. It had no court documents. We never went to court to fight for the property, to declare. Nothing like that happened. They just come with these documents that they're saying that are legal documents, a deed without the stamp, all of that. They came and they presented those documents and they bullied their way in. They came out with about 15 people and they just started to pack up things in garbage bag, put on trucks. Yeah? Nothing. So thank God I had a good lawyer. Thank God that she told me exactly what to do. I was able to organize. All the paperwork we have is in order. She will be filing. We will be pressing charges, right, for trespassing, for all the different charges. She is on it. We already have all the people's name. We have the identity of all the people who was here. Also the guy who went live and was showing he will also be charged for trespassing and all the things. Yeah? So I just want to let you all know because I'm getting calls and messages. So I had no choice but to go live because everybody calling and crying and oh my God and oh my God. And I know all you're feeling it for me. But it is what it is. This is what happened. Everything going back inside. This is them working hard to put everything back inside, put everything back as it was. And we keep telling them if they have a problem, deal with it through the courts. We will see if they heed. The police tell them they cannot do this. The police also say if they come with documents on Monday for what's supposed to happen, they're supposed to call me. They cannot just come in my house and run in my house and start to put out things. So that is the crazy that happened here. Yeah? Yeah? So this is what happened. Right? So everything is going back inside, as you could see. And we will see what happens. I will keep you all updated. All you know, I doesn't have no secrets. Yeah? So I will keep you all updated on whatever court procedures, if we have any court procedures in the future, if anything come out of it. I will keep you all updated. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the support. Thank you to Builder Boys for coming down so effectively. Thanks to Kizel Jackson for getting her legal team on it immediately. Thanks for my private and personal lawyer, Miss Kojo, and for everybody else who had a part in resolving the situation. Thank you very much. Love in the house. All you know what it is. Battles and wars and fighting battles. Always is fighting battles. But you must be armed and ready. Make sure all you surround yourself with a good lawyer and great friends. Builder Boys is a great friend. Will always be a great friend. As I call him, he came immediately. He reached before I reach. So thank you again. I can't say thank you enough to Builder Boys and for Kizel Jackson and her legal team. Thank you to Kizel Jackson and her entire legal team who was working on this whole morning. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. My family appreciate it. Robert appreciate it. Jacoby appreciate it. Jafari appreciate it. We appreciate it. Love in the house, and I'm out.
Now, that was the scenario that would have taken place today in San Fernando, where at the house of real router. And if, you know, whilst I was listening to the video, a matter of fact, if the police could be so brave in doing things like that, and they ought to have known the law, because you don't take somebody that to go on scenarios like that is incapable of interpreting that piece of law in terms of eviction notices and what have you. But here it is. You are seeing papers that have been made out without proper certification. And police officers who ought to have known better, behaving in this manner. So when it is you see police officers stop you on the road and they give you a ticket, and you are telling yourself, hey, something wrong somewhere, it's based on things like this. If there are some that know what's taking place, we had to ask ourselves two questions. The police officers that was there, do they understand or did they understand what they was doing? And the second question is, if you don't understand, you fall in a bracket. Why you doing there? What you doing there? And the second thing is, if you understand what taking place, what you doing there still? So we filing two set of police officers that ought not to be there. But what make them accompany the person on that scene? It's simple, enough. It's simple, but what the majority of people is going to say is that it's speculous. It's a eater food thing. Somebody just want to be paid. It's simple to break down and to analyze. Because if you don't know about that piece of legislation, what you're doing there, and if you know about it and you know you're doing the wrong thing, what you're still doing there, that scenario would have shown how rogue and crooked and how low some police officers does put themselves. So when people say that the police corrupt, this is actual evidence concerning that. And I'm sure it's not just they alone that they do their people of Trinidad and Tobago. I'm sure this Trinidad that I living in, you are living in it too. And you would have heard stories that people lost property just so. They pell them out just so. Without legal documentation. And we have a story here in which we would have risked it all. And when I say we, I was on that feed. Candace Edwards was there on that feed. And we was exposing some of the rackets that would have been taking place with house. Judge made certain decision and without even considering all the details, because right about now, I and a friend are being punished for a case that we can't self-defend. And here why? The right to defend ourselves in court have been taken away. Trinidad and Tobago, citizens of the Republic, this is one of the reasons why I Renison Jeffrey, and I know I go and tie it in here, you know. I go and break it down, you know, so the average man could understand what's taking place, you know. Because I ain't come here to talk for the high and the falutin ones that come in and are talking to the average man that's sitting down on the block and understand what is taking place. Yes, director, lower it down, because they say it coming over right. Who am I speaking here for? Is for the average man on the block. Let's say the information there is true and the person is the rightful owner, but the police serve false document to uphold the law. I'm just saying argumentative. And not allow due process to take place. Although, let's say that they're in the right. It's the same precedence that is taking place in Trinidad and Tobago with this SOE situation. This SOE that the continually calling within these last sem would have happened under the PNM and would have happened under the UNC. Twice. They extended. Well, not twice, but they extended a matter of fact. The police needs to do their job in terms of investigation and not use or try to use shortcuts. And up to now, none of confirmed arrests. But that is our next talk for next time. We here in this country must not entertain people to operate outside the remits of the law. We must condemn these actions, not from in our houses, but from on the hilltops, metaphorically as speaking about. We must be open and condemn actions like this. Because it's from your sweat that these police officers is working. Your contribution to this economy is what has paid their salaries. So irrespective to the fact that they are upholding the law, we paying for that. We paying for that. We paying for proper public service. We paying that magistrate, lawyers, and all of these people and them are doing the right thing and are following due process and are following laws, a matter of fact. It cannot be that we reach that situation in Trinidad and Tobago that people don't mind breaking the law because they feel the right. And a man mustn't just feel the right. A man mustn't just feel the right just like that and operate so. I am calling on the powers that be to take very stern action concerning this situation and do not let something like this slip. Because if a police officer could see that things like this would have made national, well, it would have spread through social media and nothing didn't take place, no outcome. You, the person in authority, you, Alistair Guerrero, you, Roger Alexander, the police force is going to take you as clowns if this thing just passed like that. A thorough explanation should be given to the public alongside with a thorough investigation. And I'm not just saying that because that it is raw talk. It happened to somebody that everybody no. An example needs to be set. This thing could happen to you. It just didn't happen to you yet. It may not happen to you. It might happen to a neighbor, a friend, a colleague of yours. And you will want the same justice that take place here. So we must set precedents. And not say, look what happened. I see, but you know I didn't like she. Law have no feelings, it have no face. That is why Immanuel Kant would have said, the truth needs no defense. All you have to do is just turn it loose. It needs no sympathy. It needs no petting. A wrong have been done, and this situation needs to be thoroughly investigated. My name is Renison Jeffrey. This is the Workers' Rights Platform. We are broadcasting live from this network. Thanks for the many of you that have been watching, locked on and listening. Thanks for watching. And with that, we are out. Today we're supposed to have, we would have had a power pack show that would have been geared to air 12 o'clock, but tomorrow we are having that show. Trust me, it's something that you need to see. Again, my name is Renison Jeffrey. This is the Workers' Rights Platform, and thanks for listening. You know, we had a video that we would have placed on TikTok and we would have placed on this platform here concerning social media activists that would have been given certain positions just like that. And what we are saying is that they was given position, but they are not in control to make the decision to control the thing. And we would have given a cursory explanation concerning that, and we are coming in our next broadcast to break down that in full in terms of where social manipulation is present with these positions that was given to these social media activists. It's something that you do not want to miss. It's manipulation or something that we call dark psychology, something that you don't want to miss. And we will be coming with this within the week. So many of you subscribe to our platform on Workers' Rights 868 on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. And we will be updated as to when we will come with that show. So we'll be able to break down that dynamics and we could go through it together. And it will be an open and a live broadcast on this platform. Thanks for watching.
Chapter 3, verses 8 to 12. Finally, all of you, be like-minded, be sympathetic, love one another, be compassionate and humble. Do not repay evil with evil or insult with insult. On the contrary, repay evil with blessing, because to this you were called, so that you may inherit a blessing. For whoever would love life and see good days must keep their tongue from evil and their lips from deceitful speech. They must turn from evil and do good. They must seek peace and pursue it. For the eyes of the Lord are on the righteous, and his ears are attentive to their prayers. But the face of the Lord is against those who do evil.
Equal rights and justice for all. Rise and never fall. Tell themselves, boom. What they gonna do when enough of them not true? Say what they gonna do, them get slew, yeah. Who do you think you are? We're living in a small world. As wicked as you think you are, we're living in a small world. As bad as you think you are, we're living in a small world. As tough as you think you are, we're living in the one your name. Alright, that day will come when I stand and see all those wicked men in the fire getting burned. That day will come when they will try to escape and there will be nowhere to run. That day will come when I shall see they handing over bombs and bayonets and bullets and guns. That day will come when Emperor Selassie shall rise the wall of the ghettos, loot them from out of Islam, yeah. And the day I would love to see their face for all those evil they do to the human race and try to take things out of place, run away to space, shoot them in the air. After one that judgment you are gonna get the taste when them find out that them can't escape. Sadness they send on the people them trace. Smile on my face. That day will come when I shall stand and see all those wicked men in the fire getting burned. That day will come when they will try to escape and there will be nowhere to run. That day will come when I shall see they handing over bombs and bayonets and bullets and guns. That day will come when Emperor Selassie shall rise the wall of the ghetto, do them out of this slum. Boom. Who do you think you are? We're living in a small world. As wicked as you think you are, we're living in a small world. As slick as you think you are, we're living in a small world. As tough as you think you are, we're living in the one and name now. He tell them, escape today, you can't escape tomorrow. Make sure you pay back anytime you borrow. Make sure you don't left no life in a sorrow. Make sure you're not lean and straight like arrow. Make sure your brains not push out in a barrow. Make sure no make them walk out and borrow. Yeah, make sure your meditation and narrow. Judgment, everyone tell them something the word I want. That day will come. innocent going down the drain. You have to pay for these shackles and chains, and pay for this washing of the brain, and pay for these guns and cocaine. The sick and the lame.